the people that watch my content, we know Scott Bessent, right? We know him. He's the gay man who's so in line with evil against his own people. We love him, don't we? We love to hate his fucking guts. Those stuttering, stammering liars, not unlike Peter Thiel, the venture capitalist and co-owner of Palantir, who's starting the surveillance state in America. So funny. It seems like a long time ago, where's like Alex Jones and Steve Bannon now? Like, they were always talking about, there's going to be a surveillance state. They're coming to take our guns. They're going to take our guns. Globalists are coming. You know what? They're here. So they're here. I mean, I'm not sure if it's totally the globalists, but they have a part in it. So now that all the things pretty much that he said were going to happen are happening, he's quiet because he's losing his fucking mind on his own channel. All Alex Jones does now is he's in no man's land. Candace Jones has outflanked him on this conspiracy front. Nick Fuentes has outflanked him on the hating Jews front. And now all he does is scream at his own fucking audience who have gone past him conspiracy-wise. They've left him behind. I'll do a longer video on the breakup and the fucking war, all-out war on the right. I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint. It's all about, do you hate the Jews more or do you hate the Muslims more? It is. It's Candace Owens against like Ben Shapiro and against like, so it's all like that. But back to Scott Bessent. This is Scott Bessent when he's being questioned about the big beautiful bill. And his history, his used to be history, the old guy before he joined MAGA and got within this cult, was that, he used to be a deficit hawk. There's going to be a clip at the end of this of Scott Bessent getting humiliated. So you'll want to stick around for that.
Back then, you would always rail against deficit and debt. What's happened?
Again, that it is smart spending. That what are we spending for? Are we
tax cuts that mostly go to billionaires such as yourself? While throwing 16 million people off their health care coverage.
Well, I would dispute that 16 million. I think you're conflating a lot of numbers.
No, it's excuse me, reclaiming my time. Those aren't my numbers. Just to be clear, as you know, it's the Congressional Budget Office projection.
I think you're adding up a lot of numbers that shouldn't be added.
Excuse me, I am adding two specific numbers. The cuts CBO found coming to Medicaid. No, if we're entitled to our own opinions, but not our own facts and not our own numbers. The CBO shows that 10.9 million will lose their health care coverage from the Medicaid cuts, and another 5.1 million will lose their health care coverage due to the ACA cuts. 10.9 plus 5.1 is 16 million.
I mean, we have to remember, Scott Bessent is the guy that lived in the replica of a Barbie dream house. He lived in a Barbie dream house made reality. Not kidding. This used to be his house. So this is the guy. Now he's talking Fox News, and he gets ahead of himself. He's talking about inflation, and he says the right number. He says that inflation is at 4%, but he doesn't want to say that. He's like, oh, oops, I mean 4%. So he doesn't come out of it very well, but watch.
So I think we could be at 4% inflation, 4% real growth, and then inflation trending back towards target at 2%, so 6% nominal growth.
Last question.
We all know that regime change has never worked out historically for the United States, ever. Not once. Never worked. It's never fucking worked. It's never worked. So I don't think it's going to work this time. What we're trying to do is try to get ExxonMobil, who used to be the big of all the bigs, and Donald Trump told the oil industry that if they gave him $1 billion, he would let them write their own regulations. And now it's even gone past that. We're just going to let you take over Venezuela. You can have control of Venezuelan oil fields once more. That's what's happening here. This is what he said on Fox News about the oil. He's spilling tea on the oil.
The peace deals, we are seeing a peace dividend from that, and I think there's a very, very good chance that if something happens with Russia, Ukraine, if something happens down in Venezuela, that we could really see oil prices go down even more, and oil and gasoline prices are down substantially under President Trump, and that is really the key to affordability is lower energy. So energy goes into food prices, and then
Oh, and you've been waiting for it. I have to. I could watch this thing over and over again. In fact, I have. This is a fancy, fancy restaurant in Washington, D.C. When he's just trying to have a gentleman's night out alone, getting ready to go on that grinder date, and watch this.
Make a toast for the Secretary of Treasury, Scott Bessent. Oh, yeah. So let's give it up for the man who is eating in peace as people starve across the world based on his sanctions, which are economic warfare.
Of course you're going to boo this. It's the truth.
He oversees the death of 600,000 people due to sanctions annually. And this president, let's cheers to the Monroe Doctrine. Trump today said that Venezuelan oil.
And you have no idea how ignorant you are.
Ignorant. You are responsible for the death of 600,000 people annually because of sanctions. How many people are going to die because of the blood is on your hands?
The blood is on your hands. You should be ashamed.
Should not be able to eat in peace. So we're here at a restaurant in Washington, D.C., right before Trump was about to announce the accomplishments of this administration and what's to come. The Secretary of Treasury, Scott Bessent, was here in this fancy restaurant as he oversees the very policies that allow for children across the world to starve to death, and over 600,000 people a year die because of economic sanctions. So all of these war criminals that live amongst us, we need to be using our voice and confronting them because the blood of so many people across the globe is on their hands. So now the secretary just left. He was so uncomfortable that he was confronted and he just walked out of the restaurant.
I was sitting right here next to Scott Bessent over there when he found out you guys would not be kicked out. He spit in his food, stood up, looked at the waiter, and sauntered off like a real housewife. That queen, drama queen, over him. Literally spit in his food. That's our treasury secretary. Are you kidding me? It's so embarrassing.